Hi, everybody, it's Don, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have a child's photo that is outraging people, shall we say. Just people are just fuming about it. We have a cruise ship that broke down, and as far as I can tell, is still broken down off the coast of Naples, and it's a relatively new ship, only a few years old, and one of the flagships of the cruise line. We also have Liberty of the Seas, and some passengers on board aren't too happy with the changes, but they gotta kind of understand it's a little bit weather related in this situation with Hurricane Irwin in that area during the time of this cruise. And we have another reason why Carnival Cruise Line is changing their loyalty program. So first off, let's talk about the Liberty of the Seas. She originally had one of the reports canceled even before sailing because of the pause going on right now in Haiti, where they aren't going to visit Labadee anymore. So they changed that, and the next sailing was coming up. It's a 9-day sailing. People are excited about it. They get to Cape Liberty, and they get on board, and during the muster station, when they're all getting together, the announcement was made that they weren't leaving port that night. They were going to be staying in port. After getting on the ship and the muster station, that's when they're told that there's a change to the itinerary, which is upsetting a lot of the passengers as far as the way they were told. They ended up staying again overnight, leaving the next day, and of course this caused them to miss their next port of call, which was Bermuda. So yeah, altogether, this ship has had 3 changes to its itinerary, and basically now it was leaving on one day, it couldn't leave, stayed till the next day, so basically a sea day. Yes, they were able to go ashore. Yes, they could visit, New Jersey and Manhattan, but a lot of people doing this cruise either live there or they were already spending a couple days there before the cruise and were looking to get to some other destinations. So that's basically kind of like a sea day. Then they had not 1, not 2, but 3 sea days in a row where they finally will end up getting to Puerto Rico and Grand Turk, and then 2 more sea days again on the way back. So quite an itinerary change. Now, they have been given various amounts of money depending on what cruise cabin you're in. I think the minimum starts at an inside cabin was given $150 in onboard spending money. So, you gotta understand it's hurricane season. You're sailing during this time. Anything can happen. And, most people are, pretty understanding. But of course, there are some that just aren't very understanding at all. Next, let's talk about one of the reasons that Carnival is changing their loyalty program is they say there's just so many people, for one thing, that has, the top tier platinum level and diamond plus levels. Well, here's a perfect example. A sailing just set sail on the 23rd that was geared towards high casino players. Those people in the Players Club who play a lot of money and spend a lot of money in the casinos. Those people who get free comp cruises a lot because they spend so much money in the casino. Well, because there's so many that signed up for this adults only cruise, the first of 4, by the way, well, they can't offer a lot of the perks that you would normally get if you're Diamond Plus and Platinum. So that just goes to show this is another reason why you can pretty much guess why you can see Carnival going and changing the loyalty program, because they just can't offer everything to everybody. They say it's not sustainable at all. Next, I also have the story about the World Europe. That's right. The big flagship that came out, much like the World America and the World Asia coming out next year or later on, next year. But the World America just debuted recently. And well, she broke down on her way to Naples, off the coast of Rome. And I just checked on Cruise Mapper, and lo and behold, it's traveling right now at about 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers. So she lost power. Now apparently the weather's good. They're not really in any danger or anything like that. And 2 tugboats have been dispatched to go and pick her up. Not sure exactly what the whole problem is, mechanical or engine. Is it electrical? What it is? So we'll have to wait and see on that. But the ship was debuted in 2022. It's not exactly an ancient ship. It's been around for a while, and to have a failure where you need to send out tugboats already is a little bit concerning as far as the design might be concerned. Fingers crossed it's a one-time thing, and it's just something that blew and they didn't have any spare parts. But I'm sure if you're on that ship and you're floating in the middle of the ocean with not much power, you're probably not, you're a little concerned about it right now. And finally, we have the story of a young girl who was on her balcony with another adult. There was an adult there, and it appears to be on an NCL, either the Getaway, Breakaway, one of those ships. Judging from the design of the balcony and the color scheme of the ship. Well, she's up on one of the tables on the balcony. And from the picture, it looks like she could be standing, like the table could be right up against the balcony. And if you look over at the adult, she's holding her cell phone as if to take a picture. Not sure if she's taking a picture of herself or maybe taking a picture of the child. Told her to get up on the balcony, up on the table so you can get a picture of the sky and you're more in view. You don't get the balcony railing in there. Maybe. Not sure if even that's the case, or she's just talking on the phone to somebody and not paying attention to the child. But standing on furniture and a table on a balcony is not smart. Whether you're a child or an adult, you should never allow this, because one slip and one wrong grab too close to the balcony and over you can go, and tragedy strikes. The simplest, seemingly innocent thing, like taking a photo of your child, to stand on the balcony, stand on the chair, bam, the next thing you know, they've gone overboard. Remember the story of the grandfather who held their, 1-year-old granddaughter up to the, I think it was 1 year old, it's been a while now, but young child up to the window on the buffet, like the Lido deck kind of area, and it was open, and he slipped and she dropped to the ground. He thought the window was open, he said, it closed. He thought it was a glass there, but either way, never ever let a child get so close to a railing that they can fall over. And people are furious at this woman who was on the balcony for allowing the child to get climbing up there. Not sure if it's a mother, a grandmother, just a relative of any kind. But either way, that is a no-no. Everybody should know this now. Never let your child stand on furniture near a balcony. Never let them start hanging up on the balcony and climbing. You got to teach them right away, because you don't want to be a story on this channel covering a tragedy like that. Those are the worst possible stories we could ever run, and I do not like to cover them. So please watch your children and do not let them climb furniture on the balcony. So dangerous. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Do you think, no, what's the big deal? She seemed to be right there. She really wasn't, half of her body was still below the railing. Maybe. I don't know. In my mind, as a parent, I'm thinking that would never, ever happen to my child, because they would never be up on a table on the balcony. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let's see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world. Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.